This is, to Infinity, I am not on my Surface Pro. I'm actually on. I have a 13-inch Wacom Cintiq. This was the precursor to the Surface Pro, and I got this guy because I've been wanting to draw for a long time on the computer and get into it, and I never really quite did it. But now I'm finally saying, you know what? It's a new year, and it's a really, really good time for for me to make a New Year's resolution there's no way in hell I can ever possibly keep. So I'm gonna try a new technique today. I'm just gonna quickly really just rough this out, and then I'm gonna go back. I want to get better at using layers. So I'm gonna really rough him out, and then I'm gonna come back on another layer and I'm gonna fine tune all of it. I was drawing Han Solo yesterday from the Infinity characters, and it came out as a complete and utter mess. Um, and I don't know. I still have this part of my brain because I'm classically trained as an artist. Some of you may not know that, and I really never did digital art because this stuff never really existed when I was learning art. And so I still. Does he have a nose? He has this weird little button nose. Whatever. Um, so I still have this sense I need to, if I'm using a pen, I try to have this sort of like a marker. If I use this, I need it to be. Oh, his eyes are really really anime. I got to go in and fix. I'm gonna tighten all this up. Um, so yeah, I just want everything to be sort of finalized. I treat this as if it's really a pen, but because we're on a computer, we can actually we could do whatever the hell we want, really. Yeah, his body is a little bit more. And yes, I am an artist, Infinity. I have two art degrees. I just use artists for my own games, but I can actually do my own art. I actually like coding a little bit better. So we'll do some roughing out of Mega Man here, and then we're gonna start playing around with layers. I don't know. We'll see. We'll sort of see what happens. So right now he doesn't look very good. So what's the consensus, guys? Do we want me to do you want me to throw on some music or just leave it silent? I was playing some music earlier. This kind of stuff I don't put on YouTube. Actually, I got another part of my plan is that I need to get better at actually putting stuff on YouTube. His face looks really weird, doesn't it? First off, his chest needs to come out to here. He needs to look like he's. All right, we'll tighten this stuff up. Hey, look who's on. SF Designer. Glad to see me sketching. I am glad to see myself sketching too. How's it going, Doug? Good to see you. Doug Winnie, everyone. One of my favorite people. There were not a lot of people I liked at Adobe. Doug was definitely one of them. Doug is a good guy. All right, so this is I don't know. This is sort of a little crappy, but like I said, we're gonna go in and we're going to make this awesome with the magic of layers. And I think this will probably be a little bit better doing it this way because then I can get rid of this stupid guide on the side, which is already in the way of the hand that I want to draw, and we can clean this up. All right. Also, the other thing I noticed, I don't know for some reason, but for this, I think I was running out of room when I was drawing when I was drawing Han Solo, and I wanted to just make sure that if I did a quick sketch of Mega Man, that I can get him onto the page correctly. So that foot is terrible. Good job. Why can't I draw that the way that it's supposed to be? I hate feet. Feet and ankle, banes of my existence. There are no happy little feet in this program. Alright, so that's one big foot. Let's see, this is the other foot, right? His other foot comes down to just about here. And Happy New Year. Have I seen or watched Entourage? I think I've seen all the Entourages. I hardly remember it. I actually have a funny Entourage story, but what are you angling for there, Infinity? Then I'll tell my Entourage story to keep you all entertained. All right, well, that is Mega Man, right? I mean, for all intents and purposes. All right, what I want to do is let's play around with layers. Layers everywhere. Layers, I don't care. I wanted to do this hand in here a little bit. We're gonna have to fix this whole. Let me just get rid of this. It's not right. Not right at all. Whoops. It's weird. It's like the button on the pen. I remind you of Ari. Now, I have a very funny story about Jeremy Piven that I can never tell because I probably would get sued. But I will tell the cleaner version of the story. So, when I worked at the Jets, I remember Entourage had I guess they were going into season 2, and they were like really becoming like popular and stuff, and the lawyer over at the Jets, a guy named Jaime, I forget what Jaime's last name is. I loved him. He was a really funny dude. He gave me season 1 of Entourage, and I brought it home, and my wife's like, I'm not going to watch this, blah, blah. Meanwhile, we got like hooked on that, and I said to her, I'm like, you know what, I really want to do something for Entourage. Like, I really loved Entourage. And when I wound up leaving the Jets and was doing consulting, I got hired to do a job, and Subservient Chicken was like the big thing back then, right? So I worked on this project where I built out, it was called Interview with Ari, and we wrote a script. We had Ari, Jeremy Piven, go do the script, and I wrote this whole engine that allowed you to... How the hell am I going to do his nose? We wrote this whole engine that allowed you to do real talk. Like it analyzed text and gave you responses, and you had to go on a job interview for him. And I won a few awards for that and stuff. That was a crazy project. So I wound up, from just a friend giving me a DVD and telling my wife, when she never really believes me when I tell her this stuff, where I'm like, I'm going to go do this. She's like, sure. And interesting enough, what I found out is that if you just ask the right people, you can basically get in touch with anyone. And I'm pretty good at networking. So I wound up getting in touch with the right people and had some connections over at HBO and wound up on running this project. And if you ever go out to have a drink with me, I can tell you the real story that I'm not allowed to talk about on Twitter. All right, so let's pretend like I was lightly sketching this out and lock this down. And we're going to come in here, and now I can come in and tighten all of this up. I sort of got the eyes a little bit cleaner. I don't practice much with this the anime style. Do I have a link? I mean, the project's definitely not up anymore. But interview with Ari. Ari interview questions. Glassdoor. What? No. Is that Ari? Is that how you spell Ari? I'm so bad at it. I can't spell to save my life. Interview with Ari website. Videos. Nah, it ain't even up. This is the beauty of Entourage. That's the beauty of the internet, is that all the stuff that I did doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anywhere. I think now officially, right? Let me see, is HBO.com is no longer a giant, massive, stinking pile of Flash and Flex. So that means that I don't have a single website that I've built that still exists today. Wait, there might be one other one. I think there's one other one that hasn't been updated. What was the other one? It was, oh my God, I don't remember the name of it. Oh well, doesn't matter. Does not matter. All of my Flash work is gone. Okay, so back to what we all really came here to do, which is make Mega Man. Now, one thing I noticed was that I shortchanged Mega Man here, and his gun arm goes way higher than what I originally brought it to. And this right here, this thing that I'm doing is this thing annoys me the most. It's I hate when I do lines that are scribbles and aren't smooth lines. I think this has a tool. I have to like really sit down and read the instructions for this. But I hate when people do lines like this and they sketch out like it drives me nuts. It's like, if you're going to draw a line, commit. So what we're trying to do is we need to get the the barrel of his gun arm sort of into the right place, and then from in here it like loops down a little bit and then comes back in. And I don't like the way that line works. This is like very therapeutic. I didn't have a bad day today, I just had a very long one. So it's kind of nice to come home and just draw while I ignore my family, which is another thing that I apparently am pretty good at. I did have dinner with them, so it's not all bad. All right, so let's bring the gun up to about here, and then down. One thing I like about this program is that the lines and the tracking are so smooth. Like it's definitely like instantaneous, and I don't feel like any lag. And I bought this Cintiq. It's this Cintiq hybrid. So it's like this weird like Android tablet / second monitor thingy. So when it's not a monitor, it winds up acting like an Android tablet, a very big, awkward, and annoying to use Android tablet. Mostly because its resolution is 1024. No, it's a 1080p monitor. So it's like everything is big and clunky, and this thing is like 13 inches, and it's like it's just annoying, which is what prompted me to buy a Surface. And I've been drawing on the Surface, and I actually like it a lot. But nothing beats the way this Cintiq feels. Sorry, there's his gun arm. One thing I wanted to do, which I didn't really have here, let's do this. I wanted to go to town on these layers, and an important element of Mega Man, which is hard to see in the way that I took the picture, is this bar that shows the power of his gun. And I don't mean that in like a phallic way. I mean that in like, this is, I guess in the later Mega Mens, what they did was they made the status bar built into his gun that looked like what it was for the UI. One thing is, this program though is a little weird around rotating with your fingers, because this Cintiq is a touchscreen. So I think I'm going to do a lot of like black and white drawings for now, and then eventually I'll start getting into coloring. I'm not like a really big color person. I always loved pen and ink a lot better, and I love charcoal, but I can never. I don't know, like the one thing about charcoal that I don't think I could ever emulate here on that I could ever emulate here on a Wacom is like, there was something really awesome about the feeling of the charcoal and being able to like spread it out and use your finger to really blend it. So Infinity Mind, so stealth heist hacking game, top down or first person shooter. I think building first person shooters are like incredibly hard. Is that really something that you want to take on? Is it? There seems to be this line comes through here, and then there was just a regular like box right underneath it. And we'll give it that just a little bit of, I give it like a little bit of a shadow there, like a little bit of a thicker line above it to give it that sort of depth. I think that looks pretty damn good. So the reason I started with his gun, although as I looked through, his gun like barrels out a little bit more. I wonder if I went into here, let's just sketch out. I don't know, I think I'm going to wind up redoing the top of this gun. Everything else down here is good, but where it's missing is like, this needs to like balloon out more. Yeah, see, I was afraid I was never going to be able to match up that line. There we go. All right, so let's curve this a little bit more. And see if I can actually clean this up. And then we'll just do the rest of the, they were like these rings. That isn't working out really well. And I don't have any music. It's sort of bothering me. It may not be bothering you guys. There we go. So this is like the softer side of Jesse. It's not, we're not coding, we're not making games. We are drawing game stuff, but who doesn't like Mega Man? Mega Man is my favorite game of all, by the way. Fun Jesse fact. And that's a little too much. So let's just get rid of all that. All right. You find Mega Man soundtracks to play softly in the background. Yeah. One thing I'm definitely not into video game music. I find most of it sort of annoying. I gotta find my own. I was playing, like, I got this, where did it go? I'll put on some music. Whoops. Get out of here. I was playing some like I had these like instrumental hip hop beats. What was it called? It was mellow beats. You would probably draw on Lightspeed if you had. Probably would. I'm already see him. I have a half an hour. All right. Just gonna start like getting the basics of his elbow in. There's some folds in his clothes. That sort of allude to this robotic nature of like Mega Man's always been this like really weird thing, right? But he's like like he's all robot, right? But but he looks sort of like cloth some of the time, and you never really know what Mega Man's deal is. Like he looks like he's made of soft material, but he really isn't. I just want to clean up this angle a little bit more. I'm not getting this the way that I want it to be. There we go. All right. And now that I got that in place. So a lot of the times when I draw, I try to find reference points of what I want, and then from there I can start building it out a little bit better. So like in this case, to me the big focal point was the gun, and once I got the gun down, I was going to be able to sort of map out the rest of him. His face was a little bit more defined. Where it comes down to here, his helmet comes in, and then there's always that weird earpiece, which you wouldn't see hidden behind here all that much. And then we're going to do, this is like the most defining part of Mega Man, is this arch, because it frames his whole face, and this like weird like widow peak becomes this like defining facial feature of Mega Man. And it always ends in like this super sharp point, which we're going to try to get right. And then from that point, we wind up with these boxes that go up his head. Doing this. Like I said, I have so many of these like weird pet peeves from drawing. I have great stories from crazy art teachers I've had over the years. The one that I remember the most, who I hate with a passion, I don't remember her name anymore. She grew to infamy in my head because what did she do? I was in 3rd grade, and she used to have this thing against holidays. And a holiday is when you're painting something and you have a white line. We have like holes that peek through. And if you're painting and you're not doing like a smooth paint stroke, like the canvas will show up underneath, and it's called a holiday. And she would come out with a big black Sharpie and put an X over every holiday, basically ruining your picture. Yeah. So needless to say, when I paint, I don't have holidays anymore. SF Design, have you ever thought of using a French curve with a Cintiq? What is a French curve? I'm very new to the whole Cintiq world. So if that is not some type of joke, I'd be very curious to understand what that is. What I do want to get though is the I want to get the it's a plastic device that has lots of various curves. No, can you throw a link in the chat about that? I want to get that glove. I was about to say the stupid glove because I used to think that people look stupid with that glove, but it's like a glove that goes over the bottom part of your hand, because when I put my hand off of the Cintiq, it's moving the canvas and it's driving me nuts. All right, so let's see here. His eyes are going to be hard. Let's get this other eye in real quick. And then we'll figure out how screwed I am later. Let's see here. French curve. It helps to get smoother curves when you draw, and I don't think Cintiq would register it if you place it on the screen. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know French. Okay. Yeah, I don't... Cintiq would definitely not register it. I've never really drawn with those kind of things. The only tool that I ever really drew with was I would build, like when I did painting a lot, I would build my own dowel stick. So like I would use a dowel stick and then I put like a cloth on the end and then put like a lot of tape around it so that it became like a soft ball at one end. And then I'd use that against the canvas so I can like rest my hand on the canvas without getting my hand in the paint. When you're doing a widow's peak, yeah. Well, I think all that stuff is actually in this program. I just don't know how to use the program. So part of what I should do is just sit down and learn how to use this program. But I'm not one for reading manuals. This whole thing of his face all has to be one thing. Because his helmet is almost like fused with his head. And again, I'm not like going for any type of award here, so if the lines are if the lines aren't perfect, so be it. That I hate though. That's not acceptable, Jesse. Alright, so Mega Man's eyes. Mega Man! He's got these like huge pupils. Almost like cat pupils. And that little white dot. That white dot is by far the most important thing you can ever add to like an anime style eye. Without that dot, it just looks really weird. His are a little high, even just on the Amiibo itself. All right. I have no freaking clue what to do about his nose. I think I'm going to do this. Bam! He's got a nose. We're going to use some artistic liberty here. Because, fuck if I know what to do with that nose. So I feel if I distinguish it anymore, it's just going to look weird. Because he's got like this little triangle nose, and there's no way I can actually get that to work here. So whatever. Ah, crap. That was a really good curve. I always loved these, like his ear muff thingies. I never knew what they really were for. But they have this like very distinct look. And I feel like I'm screwing them up. Because technically what it is it's like it's a circle with another circle and then like another circle. But now it looks like he's got this like telescopic ear thing because this middle line needs to go away. This is just all wrong. Welcome to my OCD. Welcome to my OCD. Alright, so there's like stuff in here too. I don't even know what that is. We're just going to hide that and pretend like we don't even know what it is. Okay, so now his head comes down here and boom, we got that. I'm doing way better with Mega Man than I was Han Solo. Holy shit, was Han Solo fucking hard to draw. Bad line. I'm gonna fix that. Whoops, what did I do? I gotta get that, that stupid hand thing. Alright, so there's this thing that curves up the top of his head, which I just royally screwed up. Because it's going to be like this, right? It's like a bent gold bullion. But to make this even cooler, it actually has like an outline that goes around it. Then this comes in here, and somewhere, I don't know why I'm on the wrong layer. Crap. I guess my hand had triggered the wrong layer at some point. What I wouldn't have killed for though, to easily erase like this. So I did do digital art early on. I remember using Photoshop 1, and I would draw all my comic book stuff, and I would scan them into the computer, and my scanner at the time was like the size of a small house. My father sold printing. I screwed this whole thing up. If this comes, hold on, where's, like, can I do it on here? This comes down. It's like there's a curve here. Oh shit! That was the wrong layer, wasn't it? Well, I wonder if I could do this. Can I grab this, and this, and this, and move this? I don't want to expand. I just want to move. Where's the move tool? Move. Can I move this over a little bit? Sure, why not, right? I feel like it's cheating when I do that, right? Oops. Ugh, shit. Come on. Stop playing with me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. We're either drawing it right or we're not drawing it all. Just boxing this out, and then I'll tighten up the line. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll do. That is where I want it. Oh my God, where did the canvas go? There we go. There we go. So one thing I'm not sure of is, I was hoping that all this is vector, but I don't think it is. This is like a pretty powerful program, and I am probably doing it completely wrong. I mean, it looks like I'm doing something right. It looks like I have an idea of what I'm doing. But I do not know what I'm doing. Terrible curve. Oh, even worse curve. All right, Doug, you might be onto something there. Ah, crap. This goes all the way down. To here. All right, so now it's all easy. Let's see what happens to you. Doug is saying that he loves hearing me scream when it moves the canvas. Yeah, it seems to happen all the freaking time. It's really annoying. It's like it's literally is doing it every time. What I love the most about Mega Man is that he has this very organic pose and these really sharp lines and contours inside of the organic pose. It's almost like the two don't really go together very well, but it seems to just work in Mega Man, and I don't know how or why. And he's always wearing underwear, like on the outside, like any true superhero would. So we're going to make sure that we really accentuate that underwear. I don't know. Mega Man makes me happy. I would draw a Mega Man for hours as a kid. And this needs to do this. There we go. Much better. So Doug, I don't know if you can talk about it here, but are you like fully LinkedIn now? Is that like your deal? Are you no longer Linda, or I guess it's those lines are being blurred every day, I assume. I saw your update on LinkedIn, ironically enough. This is all wrong. Mega Man, Madman. Yep. I don't know, man. These are the beats. I just flow with the beats. Well, cool. I'm still finalizing my next Linda stuff. Should be out in Carpinteria February, I guess. I think my watch is bitching at me to stand up, fatty. That's what my watch should say. I'm definitely not fat. Oh man, you can tell I'm losing my patience because my lines are getting really sloppy. I might come back in and clean that up. Alright, I don't like that angle. Oh yeah, you're going to be there too? You're going to record a course? Or you're just there to oversee the businessy stuff? This was like a really, really crappy line. You're a full-time author now. All right. We should chat sometime. I owe you a call anyways. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods in March, starting to plan all of our awesome GDC stuff. We have a full developer day, and I am now somehow in charge of it. I don't know what they were thinking. Guess they were like, well, you've been at Amazon for 2 years now. Maybe you should do some work. At which point I tell them, I do work. I work every day. The hardest working man in this part of Long Island, wherever the hell I am. Alright, so there's this weird loopy thing. It's like surprisingly hard to do this and hold this Amiibo at the same time. I'm not very good at like following directions, so sometimes like if I don't sit here and like hold this thing to force me to look at it, I would probably just make up my own shit. And then we got this. Yeah, we'll meet. We'll definitely meet up for GDC if you're around. You're the one who's usually like off and about and doing stuff, man. I'm always around. I'm always around in San Francisco. Remember seeing your cruise ship, and we just missed each other. Santa Barbara, right? It is Santa Barbara, right? So many like Santa something or other, Santa Maria, whatever the hell it is, and that part of California. Alright, so the foot from hell. Alright, sort of worked. I think that's where I'm leaving that foot. I hate feet. And it sort of works. It's okay, man. Stacy never sees me anymore. She like avoids me. Stacy's like busier than I am. And then she tweets that I'm dead to her when I don't show up at her events. We got to get the whole gang back together. I don't like any of that. What's going on weird with this foot is that it actually reveals a lot more of his boot than I have down here. I have to say, I'm really starting to like this program. The lines are just like really nice and clean. It's good. I also need a lamp on my desk because I can't see what the fuck I'm doing. Like that's like the weird thing. This is the thing I was talking about. She came for my 40th birthday last month. Double your age. Nice clones. Way to play the political game. Well, I didn't go to her birthday, and she's in Brooklyn, but she did like a birthday on Halloween, and I have like a family, and I'm tired a lot. So I couldn't get away for Halloween. And I haven't seen her since. I love Stacy, by the way, so Stacy's like one of my favorite people. Okay. Mega Man feet, and I'm coming up on my hour. I'm feeling pretty damn good about this. I don't know about you guys. I think his gun's a little too small. I feel like I should like widen it out. Let me just do another layer here. All right, Jesse, let's actually put the line where it needs to be. I'm going to test like just drawing this over here and seeing what happens. And then trying to find the right layer and just erasing under it. That was clearly not the right layer. I think I erased a little too much. Yeah, see, the problem is this. Oops. Oh, there's that too. The problem is his gun actually, like, tapers off. Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can clean this mess up. Yeah, like I'm making... This stuff all needs to come in. But then it's going to come in. This one needs to go in a little bit more. Too much, Jesse, too much. Slow down. And then now the top part of his gun is going to taper in really tight. You think the foot you made needs to rework? Nah, Stacy's always said that I'm dead tired. She does that whole thing. It's just our friendship. I feel like the gun was much better before. Alright, let's just let's just clean up these lines. And we'll move on. Where is that line? That's the layer I want. No, not erasing the right thing at all. I have it in my mind that like once I find that layer, that's as if it's actually there, but it's not. This like whole gun needs to be moved in more. This needs to be... There we go. All right, let's move this in. Okay, now onto this really awful... Go back. You can just do undo, undo. All right. I feel like his like eyes aren't anime enough. His foot's fine, clones. I'm leaving that foot alone. It just needs to be like more pointy, doesn't it? Fuck. Hate you. I'm only doing this because I really don't want to be doing the other part, which is that other arm that I can't seem to get. Alright, it's probably exactly how it was before, but whatever. Alright, let's get this arm going. I'm going to do this on a new layer. There's something about this, like, this elbow area that I just can't get right. But what I want to get is... I want to get this curve. Which I don't think I got that piece anywhere near what I want it to be like. Comes in. It's gonna have like more of this curve out here. They almost look like sort of like lobster parts, like our crab claws, stuff like that. Where did I just draw that? Oops. Sure, we'll just put on this layer. I don't care anymore. All right. And I already hear kids coming up this, or getting close to coming up the stairs. So I gotta finish this now. And we'll just make one line that goes here. And this hand. So his hand is nothing like that at all. Good job, Jesse. It's really like, he's got like this, I mean, his hand like breaks off into this like really strong arch. He's got his thumb comes out here. What was I doing? I don't know, because my canvas jumps around. Maybe zooming in will help. And then like here, you can start seeing the edge of his finger. But there's a line in his glove that comes out like this. And then you get this sort of like palm thing inside of there. And then that's where Jesse says, I quit. All right. I can live with this. I think that came out pretty good. Although now that I'm looking at it, his upper body seems to be way bigger than his bottom body. Oh well. You know, what are you going to do? These aren't designed to be... This isn't designed to be perfect. It's designed to be fun.